Alright, still on this road trip to my hometown to visit my parents. On to the second album of the Cat Empire's discography. Moving right on forward with this Cat Empithon. We are now going to be listening to 2006's Two Shoes. And actually there's two versions of this album, 2005 and 2006. The only difference that I can see as far as how it's posted on Spotify is it adds a new version of the Chariot in the 2006 version. And I like the Chariot. So here we are with Two Shoes, 2006, the Cat Empire, track number 1, Sly. Hello my dears, Hero here, asking you not to subscribe if you like this video. While I will be making a good amount of Cat Empire videos, seeing as we're listening to each album in the discography, my usual shtick on this channel is gaming and specifically Nintendo gaming. So if you're interested in that, definitely go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, your view is simply appreciated. You can like the playlist these videos go on so you can keep up with the series and enjoy Cat Empire content. But once I complete my Cat Empithon, I don't have any real intentions to do more Cat Empire content. The best way you can help me now is by sharing this video with a friend who you believe would enjoy this type of video. Thank you for indulging me with this spiel. Now, let's get back to the Cat Empire. It's a pleasure to meet you. You look like one incredible creature. Treat you fine, let's dance and grind. Get so funky, flick that it's a crime. You're divine, you're sublime, and well, you blow my mind, A lot of the songs from this album also have a very classic appeal to them. Oh, he just referenced the Super Commodore. Now this video can fit on my gaming channel. I found the words I wanted to use to describe this album. The first album, it's all they're songs, right? You can tell the band had been touring for a bit. They understood what was appealing about their sounds. Their band as a festival band comes through perhaps most on this album above all the other Cat Empire albums. There's a lot of breakaways for solos. A lot of the songs are longer and indulgent. And meanwhile, the songs also generally are well-known ones because they show up at a lot of concerts, because it seems like they were kind of written to be performed. A lot of the original Cat Empire album, it's hard to perform some of those songs, so they were going for more festival songs to play. In My Pocket, for instance, they played this at the concert I went to. Somebody told me that nothing is for sure. Can you hear the ocean rock? And we sing na 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 Alright, this song is tough for me. Lullaby, it's another long song, another jam bandy one. It's not really a lullaby though. No, it's a song about lullaby. I don't know. I don't really like it.
I used to cry, but now I have to laugh because she's got that torment to a fine.
The trumpets, the piano's pretty nice in this song.
Wise girl, watch the scheme. She said, oh, this and that. Then she snaps like a camera in black with a flash. Puts a drum in the drum with a hand in the clap. She's a Mac with no bearings attached. No, a safety in this match. Fire you can catch. Then zap, I was struck by that bolt before dawn. Then by breakfast, honey, we were signed and sworn.
Marathon and a triple espresso so you can stay awake.
Oh, it might be late, but it's never too late for that loving, my sexy baby. Drink tea with a fat fish and find a golden key and rise to the surface and open my baby. Or maybe she say we are crazy.
Now I know why they call it lullaby. I just kind of find this one boring. Like, the piano's nice, but it's a long song, and despite that, it doesn't really explore the concept much. It's kind of a straight line. I hate long songs that are just straight lines, and that's kind of why hot take, didn't love Donda.
It might be late, but it's never too late for that loving, my sexy baby.
My sexy baby. Yeah, even the like token bombastic trumpet solo is not doing a lot for me. Da 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 da. The song is so da da da.
She gave me all that movie marathon and a triple espresso so we
can stay awake. Oh, sexy baby.
Something always telling me save your prayers before dawn. Cause what happens when I'm with you? It makes me shake my head and smile and yawn. I'm worn out but I'm beaming, and it seems that we are dreaming as we head out through the strange old morning door.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Whoa, weekend is the weekend and it's sunny in the park. I'll stay here with my beer and fish and chips till it gets dark. I got a lot of homework.
Now this song, this is a song I still really like, and it's fitting for where we are. It also brings back a little storytelling from Harry James Angus. He's basically just dreaming about getting a nice car, and he eventually does get the nice car, but then he becomes a loser in life because he only invested in that nice car in high school. And it's interesting. Way more interesting than Lullaby. Someday I'll drive a nice car. Someday
I'll learn how to drive too. Someday, imagine all the things I could do.
That's a hard note to hit.
Before the present day now, 'cause some things have changed, but some things won't change. Check it out. The weekend is the weekend and it's sunny in the park. I just saw Peter Parsons, he used to be in my class. I always gave him wedgies 'cause I thought he worked too hard. He said, Harry, life is great, I feel so happy these days. I'm a litigation lawyer, so I got it made. I'm going out with Fontaine, remember her from 10th grade. I drive a Porsche so I can't complain. Shit, and look at me, can't think of anything better to do than just sit down at the piano and to write this tune. And maybe later in the afternoon, I'll sit back and relax and think of all the things I'm gonna do.
See what I'm talking about? The live performances and those nice solos coming in. How it influenced this album.
And look at me, can't think of anything better to do than just sit down at the piano and to write this tune. Someday, I'll buy an old car. Someday, I'll get that car to start. Someday, I'll learn how to drive too. Yes, I will now. When it's someday, imagine all the things I could do.
One day one woman asked him, what do you to survive? He said, oh my dear, listen here. And this is what he cried. On my feet I wear 2 shoes for dancing, dancing to be free. On my feet they're paying tribute to the Bobby Marley legacy. I'm on these, I got some cuts and bruises from my skating all my days. 'Cause when I skated with my friends, my drum was stripped away. I say my legs, they're wearing baggy pants, I like that. Move around cause getting down and jumping out. These are some good things that I found.
Why Waria, Waria, Waria. These 2 shoes are made for dancing. Oh, I think I came. Song's so good. I couldn't help myself. These 2 shoes are made for coming.
When my ears are wearing headphones that do play my favorite songs. Not music I'm told to like, but the songs that make me dance along. Cause on my feet are shoes for dancing, dancing to be free. On my feet they're paying tribute to the Bobby Marley legacy.
Why these 2 shoes are made for coming. Whew, Two Shoes is such a good song, man. And seeing it live, that hits different. Oh, here's that, the Two Shoes version of the Chariot, which I've heard, like, before, because, like, I always forget it exists, but let's give it a chance. Will it be as good as the one off the original album? It's a little more dirgy to start.
This is a song that came up from me one night when the news it had been telling me about one more war and one more fight, and why I sighed, but then I thought about my friends. Then I wrote this declaration just in case the world ends. Well, guns, we shot them in the things we said. Yawn and smile, so what direction shall we take? Somewhere where it warm and wet, this bit of route we'd always take it.
Our weapons were our instruments, made from a timber and steel. We never yielded to conformity, but stood like kings on a chariot that's riding on a record wheel. This song's good too. The song also, this version also valid.
Our weapons were our instruments, made from a timber and steel. We never yielded to conformity, but stood like kings in a chariot that's riding on a record wheel. When our Air Force flying, when a frisbee in the sky, have a session while we're smoking, now we're feeling extra high. And we sneak into a car park with the skaties on our back, when we're flying down the level, sailing on the attack, now on the attack. And our allies grew wherever we would roam. See, whenever we together, any stranger feel at home. In a way we are an army, but this army not destruct. No, instead we're doing simple things, good love and find it, run amok.
The trumpets in this version were a little more sanitized. I like how much of a growl they had in the OG version. Well, that's a good version. Hello, my dears. Hero from like 4 months in the future here. When I originally recorded this video, I totally failed to recognize that there's actually one other key difference between the 2005 and 2006 releases of Two Shoes. That being, on the 2006 release, the Chariot doesn't merely get added to the track list, it actually replaces Miserere from the 2005 edition of Two Shoes. I can't believe I didn't catch this the first time listening to this album, because I really love the track Miserere. It features Felix Riebel's brother, who is an opera singer, and it's just a nice, beautiful piece. So before we move on to Soli Sombra, let's take it back to 2005 and listen to Miserere, track 6 of the original release of Two Shoes. Honestly, it makes sense, like with both releases, the Chariot and this song have very similar vibes to them. So, they're both good middle of the album tracks. It's one of those really beautifully sad songs. The lyrics are pretty heartbreaking, though vague, but the imagery is pretty sad. The drum is very heartbeat-esque.
Did you ever see a man who did walk down the street, white robe with no shoes on his feet, and on top of his head place a box with 2 slits, and the sign from his neck said, "I do not exist." A could not remember her name did stutter and stutter again and again, and saw you and called you a son. Or I said, my being is gone, but still I'm not dead.
So beautiful. Wow. What is Felix? What is this guy's name? We need to properly credit Felix Rigel's brother here. He's got a beautiful voice. Oh, I know it's Maximilian. Yeah. Yeah, Max
Have you
Rigel.
ever seen a sound? Have you listened to an image? Have you ever touched a thought? Have you ever tasted nothing? Have you ever told a lie that was true more than truth? Because truth, it had lied all its life when
I
it's
would
meant
sing along, but I don't want to compete with the beautiful.
And what did
There's
it
also
say?
some really
Is
great
that
live
it is this?
performances of this song. They occasionally have the opportunity to perform together. So, if you have time after this video, I definitely recommend looking up Miserere live.
And the other replies with a wave of
Any Cat Empire song you can hear live is a treat. Too bad they're not gonna be live anymore.
And not by a spirit deep from within. And maybe might let you in.
Boom, boom, boom.
Not to say
The song's very bittersweet because there's a lot of despair, but there's also a lot of triumph working in tandem. Miserere, miserere. Oh, miserere, miserere.
have you ever been so happy that you said that the lights turn to stars and the stars become lights and the loves are goodbyes and the laughs are the sides and the show disappears with a note until next time. Long live if living can be this.
Oh, long live living, if living can be this. Oh, miserere, if miserere. Song ends a little unresolved. Oh no, there's more. Thought it was gonna end on that point of non-resolution. Dun, dun, dun. Absolutely beautiful. Love that song. One of the more somber tracks of the Cat Empire, but luckily we're immediately following it up with Soli Sombra, which will bring up that energy. So, back to the past. Ooh. This is the ultimate Cat Empire concert song. They played this one for over 10 minutes when I was at their show. It's a lesser known one, but it's so good. By lesser known, I mean you would probably be more familiar with this song as a Cat Empire fan if you're a big fan of the live shows. This one was like especially made for the live shows. Yeah, I don't want to say this song is underrated because I think it's rated. I just think when people think of like the classic Cat Empire songs, the like hits, this one should be in the conversation. And maybe it is in the conversation and I haven't really heard much talk about it, but this song is so freaking good. Fun story about when I saw this band live, when they played this song, DJ Jumps went into a whole scratch disc solo. It was really sick. I'm tempted to get some Mickey D's right now. Just for the meme, you know? You know what? Fuck it. Let's go to McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Please move forward to the next order point.
Oh.
Please move forward to the next order.
Neat.
Welcome to McDonald's. Can I help you?
Hi, could I get a large French fry as well as one apple pie, please?
Anything else?
Just that today.
All right, that'll be 532. Please hold the free window.
Thank you.
You have a large fry and apple pie?
Yep, and I'm gonna dig up the 32 cents real quick here.
Out the window.
There you go, 32 cents.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Apple pie, large fry.
Yes.
Have a good day.
You too. No one was weird about me having this camera in my car. Liddy. Oops, before I go too far, let's play again. I like this song because it has a verse that's a sequel to Days Like These. Harry says something about, I've been known to enjoy the odd occasional bottle of rum, as I've stated in the songs that I have previously sung, which is a reference to, I guess, the party he goes to and Days Like These. So I like to think of Party Started as like the direct sequel to that song.
I heard the city of the deep blue lights at 6. Now get the party started. To get the party started.
Chillin' at the club, pimpin' with my money. But actually my parties are more like chillin' in the sun with tea and milk and honey. Tea and Lamingtons, that's my idea of fun. But I do enjoy the odd occasional bottle of rum, as we learned in the songs that I have previously sung. When it's done with fruit juice at a barbecue in the sun. If the afternoon is begun with kangaroo and capsicum, I do eat meat but I don't like killing. So don't crash my party while I'm sitting back chillin'. My oh my, why are people so violent? I ain't trying to be a lion, I extend my alliance to anyone who likes to just kick back and chit chat. Maybe have a jam, spit scats and eat biscuits before you know it's
This guy can like, I wouldn't hate it if Harry tried rapping again. I'm gonna put it out there. Slow down. Let's get the party started.
G and it's G-O-N-N-A-B-C in the break of dawn, then keep on rocking it.
Can you tell me something about last night?
It wasn't hard.
To get the party started. Protons, Neutrons, and Electrons. Feels like it should be a kid's song, weirdly. I think it's one of their weaker tracks. Protons, Neutrons, Electrons.
Work on a Monday and someday soon we'll be singing the old tune. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-doo. I'll be sitting on the porch with you. Then I'll die and I'll fly off into the blue.
But even this song, I think it's like one of the Cat Empire's weakest tracks. It's still catchy. And still less boring than Lullaby. I think this is a song I'm gonna like as an old man. That's my take. Camera's about to die. Let's pull over. Whoa, jump cut, new shirt, let's go. So my camera died for the last leg of my trip home. I did have a second battery on hand. I used to have 3 of these. I'm down to 2. And this one, it's third party, but it had worked for years. For the last month, it's been working inconsistently. Sometimes my camera did not want to read it. And yesterday, it really didn't want to read it. So this poor guy, we're gonna have to lay to rest. We're gonna dispose of our electro trash appropriately. But that's not the point. We're picking back up. Now I'm returning to my home, leaving my parents and going to my home. And we're just gonna continue the Cat Empithon. Let's get back to where we left off. And the next song's Saltwater. Okay, we're picking things back up with what I would argue is the band's most obnoxious track. It wants me to go to... What a stupid GB. Ah! I'm being blinded! Oh, how I miss your misty kisses. Is this? Is this? This part's pretty cool.
I've got a bottle of schnapps. Let's get to know each other drinking a belly full.
This song, in terms of their like really long songs that are slow burners, this one is up there. We're getting to a nice chorus here. Morning is a Dreams. This should have been the song called Lullaby. There's no one. We're heading west, and it's later in the day. Sun in the eyes. Sun in the eyes, sun in my ass.
Lucky sing the secrets that I taught you always. Reply as long as I am living. I never forget that the sun is never rising and it never set so. And while awake I am a dreaming. Before I start to think I am a scheming.
So good.
It's because the woman in my head, she said tonight is never, never gonna win.
Bum, 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 ba-dum, 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 bum, bum. Get on, 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 get. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ba da 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 da. La 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 da 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 da. Da 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 dun dun dun. This song does oh interesting. Okay, I just learned that. So another difference between the two releases of Two Shoes, I listened to the latter version. The latter version, or the latter release, added the song The Chariot, but I guess they lopped off the little, what do you call that, epilogue to that track? There's like an epilogue to that track. When they made the demo to Two Shoes, there was another song, I can't think of the title of it, but that song was basically stapled on to the end of The Night That Never End. And I was expecting to hear that just now, but I did not. So let's pull over real quick and see, because I'd like to hear it. Alrighty, we're driving once again. We switched it to the 2005 version of The Night That Never End, and there is, ooh, gotta quickly peek, another 4 minutes here. So in the 2006 release, they clipped this part. It should be its own song. It's weird that it's hidden in The Night That Never Ends.
I went to my friends cause I found a fine beat. Oh, I like to play a rhythm where the rhythm plays me. Cause we left them a little chili special. Oh, and some chocolate we eat because it's sweet. Oh, when I leave I am smiling at the things I haven't done. I haven't broken sweat and I haven't had to run for the list of 1001 that is playing on some days.
This works really well as a closer to the album too, because it's repeating the like I can sing the lyrics to Sly over this. Like it's the same tune.
parking inspector. Parking inspector. Just made my list of 1,000 and grow a little more. But a parking inspector, you won't believe what I saw. I once
Fly. Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. You look like one hell of a creature.
And a key that was 1, 2, that's
See, it's pretty much Slide from the top of the album. I wish this was its own track on the track list, and I wish it wasn't cut in the later release of the album. This slaps. Great driving music. So good. I remember my older brother telling me when I was younger, like, you know what's really cool about this band, the Cat Empire? You notice what instrument they never use? I was like, what? He's like, notice how they don't use guitars? They're able to like do all this cool stuff with just trumpets and all these other sounds. I was like, wow, not every band ever is a rock band. So obviously my brother missed out on a couple songs because they do employ guitars and the odd occasional stringed instrument that's not a bass guitar. My point with all that is saying, yeah, they don't use guitars a lot, so when they do, it's always very tasteful. And that was Two Shoes by the Cat Empire. We learned together a couple of differences between the 2005 and 2006 releases of the album. The differences aren't too crazy amongst the two where I think I need to rank them separately. I will put every song that I've heard from Two Shoes into consideration in this ranking. And so I'm gonna rank it pretty high on the basis that this album really was written and recorded to fill out their festival playlists, I feel like. You get Sly, Two Shoes, Soli Sombra, like, those are all made to be played live. Like, they work so well here, and you can hear the stage, like, coming through on this recording. This album was recorded, like, in Latin America, which made it, I think, their first, like, technical international recording. Something we'll learn about the Cat Empire together is that they travel all over the world. They play music globally, and a large part of their appeal is that their music is for people. You know, it doesn't matter where you're from. Even though they're Australian, I would call them a world band, even though I don't really like that term, and I feel like I'm making it up. And this really kind of kicked that off. They already had great writing chops, and this album, I think, has a little more direction than Cat Empire self-titled. That being said, there's a lot more filler tracks on this album than their first LP. And because of that, it is going to bring my ranking down a bit. It is still a solid album, and I can't really... I'm torn, right? Because I gave the first album an S right off the bat. Though I'm going to stick to my guns here. I think people would want it to at least be an A. But I'm going to call this one a B tier. It's a B tier album. Yeah, that's going to piss some people off. My justification that keeps it just below A rank, I think ultimately comes to preference. Weirdly enough, despite this really being catered to their live audiences, or maybe it's because of that, I desire to listen to this album less frequently than any other Cat Empire project that's out there. For whatever reason, this one doesn't get me excited the same way other albums do. And that's what pushed it down to B for me. Not because it's bad. B is for, boy, that's pretty good for an album I don't really care too much about.